Hi students, it's Cheryl. This is project number 2, which is your unstructured jacket, also referred to as a kimono jacket. I want to give you a couple of tips on how to complete it. I'm not going to sew it for you. I'm just giving you a couple of ideas how to make it a little easier when you go to cut your neckline and what it should look like when you cut out your sleeves, just to give you a visual. This is a very fine fabric. It's very thin. Some of you will have the same type of fabric. That means you need to pin, and then put some more pins in it to keep it straight so you don't have your jacket going all over the place. Measurements, again, fold in half, mark top with a pin, mark the bottom with a pin of the center, both sides. Don't forget to do this. Come out, measure into your 10 inches, and then pin on all your marks on both sides to cut your sleeves first. Come up 18 inches, go out 10 inches. There's your first sleeve. You're going to do the exact same thing on this side, cutting through both pieces of material, and again, be sure that you keep good tension on your scissors and a nice chop. Once this piece is gone, you're going to repin all of those seams again. So make sure you've got your pins out, and you're going to repin that because you're going to machine sew this with 1/4 of an inch seam. The neckline is probably the hardest part of this one. Get your gauge, set it at 3 inches. Come down from the pin, mark a 3-inch line. Now if you have darker chalk, probably better if you have a dark fabric, use your light. You can use a pencil. Whatever you can see clearly is what you want to use. 3 inches. Then from that mark, go out 3 inches. Just make a little dot. You don't have to draw a solid line here, because that's just going to mean you're going to have more to launder out when you get done. Do the exact same thing to the far side. Set it 3 inches. Make your mark. So now you've got 3 down and 3 out for a total of 6 inches here, which is what's on your pattern. Now the next thing is either find tape measure. If you have a yardstick or you have a piece of cardboard, something that is rigid, it's better. It's easier to mark this that way, but we're going to assume you've got something at home. Take your center section, your pin, put your measure down, whatever you're using, and put the end right at that dot. And then in small little dots, you don't have to draw a straight line unless you want to, just give you a little dot. Little dots, streaks, whatever you can see visually is what you're going to need. Okay, so you're going to keep those. This one is, this fabric again is more challenging to work with because it's so thin and so fine. And we tried not to give you all super thin fabric. So I find my dot again, I come across, lay my stiff ruler down. If you only have a tape measure, just keep it really tight when you lay it down. Might even help if you have a young person or someone else in the family to keep their finger right there. That's always handy. Incorporate your family to help you with this sometimes. And when you get done, you should have something that looks like a V coming straight down to this middle section. That's all you really need. Now you're only going to cut through 1 layer. So pull your top layer up, keep your hand underneath it so you don't grab that other piece of fabric or you'll ruin your jacket, and stay really close on that mark. Just come up slow. Again, pull the fabric away from the underside here. If you have to, bring your hand back up underneath it again. Now remember, you are sewing a seam, so if this looks a little ragged, it's okay. You have done nothing wrong. Make sure that you end your scissor right at that dot. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and you're going to have what looks like a teardrop shape. This is where you're just going to freehand it. You're going to match that opening to that pin in a semicircle, so just like a little arc. So just come around. This is your neck. This is where your neckline will be. And end. And it'll look ragged again, that's fine. This will be hemmed. If you get nervous, or if you think, I can't do this, I don't know, understand it, remember, we're meeting with all of you every 2 weeks. You can bring it to the center. You can say, I got this far, but that neckline really was too challenging. I didn't feel comfortable doing that, and we'll be glad to help you out. If you have any other questions, bring them with you when you come and see us. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck.